Okay, let's dive right in. If you're in the AI space at all, as a creator, an investor, a user, 2025 is the year you need to watch because the rules are literally being rewritten as we speak, and it's going to change, well, everything.
For the longest time, AI innovation has felt like the Wild West, right? Just build cool stuff and figure out the consequences later. Well, that era is officially coming to a close. It's over.
And look, this isn't just a headache for the big tech giants. This is going to affect you. The only real question is, are you going to be ready for it, or are you going to get caught flat-footed?
And that's exactly what we're here to do. We're going to break down what's happening, why you should care, and most importantly, how you can navigate this new world to not just get by, but to actually come out on top.
All right, first up, the 2025 AI reckoning. This is the moment the whole conversation about AI rules stops being some far-off academic debate and becomes very, very real.
You know, for years, governments were kind of asking if they should regulate AI. That question is off the table. Now it's all about when and how. With everything from deepfakes to self-driving cars, the public is demanding guardrails, and politicians know they can't afford to wait anymore.
And this has kicked off a massive global race. You've got three main players at the table: the EU, the US, and China. And they're all scrambling to write the rules of the road for AI because they get it. Whoever sets the standard first gets to control the future. The stakes could not be higher. And we are already seeing the shockwaves. Startups are suddenly facing way more scrutiny. Big companies are seeing their compliance costs go through the roof, and investors are starting to get a little nervous. The ground is shaking, and the new laws aren't even fully in place yet. So let's look at the first player to make a really big move on this global chessboard: Europe. They've decided to go first, and they are not messing around. They've done it with something called the EU AI Act. And you really need to pay attention to this because it is a huge deal. It is the world's first real comprehensive law for AI, and its central idea, this risk-based approach, is already shaping how everyone else is thinking about this.
The whole thing is built on this really clever idea, a risk pyramid. At the very top, you have unacceptable risk AI. Think creepy government social scoring systems. That stuff is just banned, outright, gone. In the middle, you have high-risk AI, which gets hit with a ton of rules. And at the bottom, low-risk AI just has to be transparent about what it is.
And that high-risk category, that's where things get intense. We're talking about AI used in things like healthcare or hiring. Now, these systems will face mandatory audits, they have to prove they're fair, and this is the big one. Developers have to be able to explain how they work. You can't just say the algorithm decided anymore. You have to show your work.
So, while Europe is busy laying down the law, the world's two biggest tech superpowers are heading in completely different directions. And this sets up the main event, the competing visions of the USA and China.
And what we're seeing is this deep, fundamental split in how they think about technology. On one side, you have the American bet, innovation first. The idea is to let the market lead with flexible guidelines so you don't accidentally kill creativity. On the other side, you have China's blueprint, control first. This is a state-led model with strict rules to make sure AI serves national goals. Two totally different worlds.
And let's be crystal clear about this. This is way bigger than just a debate over software. As this quote says, AI has become geopolitical leverage. It's about power. It's about global influence. And whichever one of these models wins out could define the next century. Okay, so with all this talk about rules, regulations, and crackdowns, there's a huge question that always pops up. Let's just tackle it head on, because the answer might not be what you think.
This is the number one fear, right? Will all these new laws just suffocate the very creativity that makes AI so exciting? Well, here's the thing. History shows that sometimes the opposite happens. Sometimes smart constraints actually force us to be more creative.
And it's creating this amazing new dynamic, this idea of trust as currency. In this new era of AI, the winners aren't just going to be the companies with the fanciest code. The real winners will be the ones that people can actually trust. Proving your AI is fair and safe is becoming a massive competitive advantage.
And this isn't just a theory. It's happening right now. There's this great story about a healthcare AI innovator. Instead of keeping their algorithm a secret, they did the opposite. They explained it. And because the doctors understood it, they trusted it. Adoption went through the roof. Regulation didn't slow them down. It actually became the key to their success.
Okay, so we've talked about the global race, we've talked about innovation, but what does this actually mean for you? For your job, your business, your career? Let's bring it home. Here's a super simple 3-step playbook to help you navigate all this. First, stay informed. Just knowing this stuff is a huge advantage. Second, prepare for new demands. Skills that mix tech with ethics, they're about to be in super high demand. And third, participate. This isn't just for politicians. Your voice as a developer, a user, a citizen, it matters. And if there's one single thing you take away from all this, let it be this. The most valuable skill in AI isn't going to be coding anymore. It's going to be trust. The new hot jobs, they're going to be things like AI auditor, AI ethicist, AI governance expert. That's the future. Look, this isn't some sci-fi future. It is happening right now, today. The rules are changing, the landscape is shifting, and the opportunities are massive. So the only question left is, how are you going to shape it?